How you going, YouTube? Warbles on a lot here. It's 7 minutes to 5 in the afternoon. Probably not the brightest time to go for a ride, but it's forecast to rain for a couple of days. And I've had a ride on battery 1, battery 2, battery 3. Why not give battery 4 a bit of a go, eh? And besides, I've sort of made a few adjustments to this gore blimey rig, and maybe it might work a bit more better today, I hope. Okay. Hopefully I won't have pieces rotating on the handlebar and trying to fall off today. In an ideal world, hopefully the camera will point somewhere that makes sense. I suppose I better fend off disaster. I'm rolling up a trouser leg in the sock. So, I have a yurt on the pad. And when floor mats are assembled, and about a square metre of something hard and fireproof is put underneath the little wood burning stove. What a quaint little thing that is. And when Daddy gets around to doing a bit more about the yurt's solar system, and one's chickens will have flown home to roost, at least one of them. I was half expecting a visit from my son today, coming to collect a bit of firewood. Look at that, a wedge-tailed eagle being chased by a magpie flock. Don't know how much of it showed on the video, but that's what it was. I guess that means one of the sheep must have died, or one of its lambs must have died. Unless the wedge-tail's hunting rabbits. Yeah, rain is forecast, starting tonight. It really is a vile excuse for a road. The last bloke who had a go at, quote, doing it up, unquote, didn't really sort of seem to understand what he was doing. And he used a tractor with a bucket on the front and a backhoe. And he didn't really achieve anything that was good. But it didn't cost much money. Whereas the previous time when the road had been done up, a fella who used to manage the place somehow convinced his boss to shell out for a grader with a water tank behind it. And he sort of went and wet the road down a bit before grading it, and then rolled it, and that lasted for a long time. But then there was the drought and everything got really dry, and then there was the wet. 2 years of La Nina. And the whole thing just fell to bits. I think we will try the highway. Having deduced that this thing seems to do everything best between 15 k's and 25 k's, I think I might try and ride at about that. Getting a good flash response off the reflectors on the guidepost anyway. .9, 27. come down to 24 and I can help. Dark enough not to wear sunglasses, and that means the not occasional insect in the face. There you go, the dreaded New England highway. That was 3.2 kilometres from the hut. And the reason I sort of went to town on bright, reflective, fluorescent, look at me, don't run over me glare garments, fluorescent lime green helmet, and a $100 backlight and a $200 front light, is because in this place at this time, everybody who encounters me on the road is running into me or coming across me for the first time, and it's a surprise for them. They don't expect to see an e-bike on Yarraford Road. 44. Yeah, 44 kilometres an hour seems to be about the limit rolling down that hill. This thing would be a lot better if it had about 3 more gears. Trouble is, it's been designed to make it hard for the riders of a Tebco Discovery to crash from going too fast. At 25 kilometres an hour, that's when the computer starts backing off the power, and it's also when the gears are too short for you to be able to add power with your feet. Yeah, 29, 30 k's rolling down a slow hill. Yeah, well, today the lights stayed in place, the mirrors stayed in place. A little tweedle of a hill to go up here. roadkill ahead. Bugger. A possum. Very easy to go past in a car. Stand there. But on a bicycle you have to do your duty. If you leave it there on the road, and at the going down of the sun, we will remember them. All the critters who die on the tarmac arena. Casualties in the Great Sheep War. Apparently in Tasmania, they were thinking of taking a leaf from the books of the Queenslanders where they have glass-bottom boats to take tourists out to look out through the bottom of the glass-bottom boat, have a look at the dead reefs where the ecosystem of the barrier reef used to be before the last coral bleaching episode wiped it all out. So the Tasmanians thought what they'd do is get tourist buses with glass windows so the tourists could look at the Tasmanian wildlife flattened out on the roads. I never quite worked out whether that was a snarky joke or whether it was what was actually going on. "30 k's an hour before coming into the pits under brakes." And we're off. .1 kilometres, that's the furthest I've ever gone on one battery. So now you may have deduced the secret purpose of this ride. See how far we can go before I have to change the battery. Because the hut to town and back is 30 kilometres. And I have 4 batteries. And here comes the person all the lights are for. $300 well spent just in that one encounter, in my personal opinion. You know, if you're going to do this shit, you might as well go the whole hog. Two more encounters. The lights just got cheaper. And in about 1,000 metres, that's when this thing will finally have come down to $100 a kilometre. Oh, actually, we might have just covered it because it was on 58.4 kilometres and 66 kilometres was the magic figure. $6,600, 66 kilometres, $100 per kilometre. Aren't e-bikes a marvellous solution to the decarbonisation of human transport? Well, actually, yeah, they are. A bloody sight better than doing nothing. You know, if your old car is getting seriously old, actually, let's just there we go. Go for the maximum illumination, 1,700 candle powers. Show me the friggin' rocks on the road. Whether I'm sufficiently quick-witted to bloody avoid them again in the time is a different matter, because you've got to keep around that 15 kilometres an hour or the motor can't cope with the low RPM. I seem to recall that was a little bit iffy going up that way last time. Not that this is great, but anyway. Yeah, if it wasn't for the rocks, it's bloody near fly up here. Still, that's a $60,000 civil engineering upgrade away. It's been in the pipeline for over a year. I'm really glad I had 1.5 years riding a bicycle to work in Sydney traffic, even if I haven't done it for 40 bloody years, to prepare for this, because it means there's a lot of stuff that seems to be fairly instinctual. There we go, 11.7 kilometres. Woohoo! Okay, 70.1 kilometres, 35 minutes, maximum 44.4, average 20 kilometres an hour. Wacko. I like it. I like it. That was quite goodly. Nothing actually went wrong. Does it get better than that? Who bloody knows? As it was forecast within the prophecy though, it looks like it is going to rain. And we get a fair test of the lights. Because it would need to be nearly an emergency to set out in this little light. But you could get home on it. Well, I must be feeling fitter, because I seem to have ridden further up the hill, as well as pushed it further up before needing a break. So there's probably definitely something in this theory of constant exercise. Makes you get a bit better at it. It really is a humdinger of a bicycle headlight, eh? Wacko. Bang! How's that? Must have been interesting for the cars coming the other way, although the way it was set up then, the light was at half that power and the strobes were at the same power as that. They tell you not to use this thing as a hand torch. It's designed to go on bicycles and it needs a positive airspeed to keep it cool. That really is a humdinger of a 6,500 electric bicycle fantasy, isn't it? Hey? What a ripper. 12 kilometres exactly. 70.4 kilometres. 40 minutes. 44.4. Average speeds dropped to 18 because stopping at the gate, pushing it up the hill, stopping at the gate. Yeah, it's a pity it wouldn't edit out the stops. But what can you expect for a mere $2,200, which is what it cost? Keep you off. Granny glasses. Switch him off. Oops, wrong key. It is not particularly warm, which is a good thing. I think it's this way. 37.1. And it still had 1 bar. Well, that's good there then. Right. There you go. And what that means is that yes indeed, the Warble cycle will indeed get to town and back on 4 batteries, because 12 kilometres times 4 is, yeah, cool, 48. And it's only 30 to town and back. So I can go to town, do a little bit of shopping, come back here. I can even just barely get to visit my mother. And perhaps with use, the batteries will improve. One never knows. Some styles of battery, it might take 5 or 10 cycles before they reach their maximum ability to return power after you feed it in. Don't know, but at the moment I'm going to call that a success. Didn't fall off, didn't get knocked off. Performed last rites on a road-killed possum. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.